Hey, this has really been great. I've really enjoyed this.
It's good, mate.
But here's a funny little question, but I know there's others in here who suffer similar things, and it's not a big suffering. Well, it is to me. But I get very blocked sinuses and a pain in my left eye. This goes on every day when I wake. I've been to your nose and throat, been to doctors, done all those things, you know, shoved a bit of garlic up my nose and in my ears and everything. And it doesn't work.
It's amazing what we'll do, isn't it?
No, but I can't exactly tell you how I feel this, but I feel, AJ, like there may be some sort of psychological or spiritual connection with this, because...
I'll say to you there definitely is.
Emotional.
Well, in certain situations, if I'm in the right company, this is bizarre, but I find my nose and my eye clear.
Yep.
And I have no idea why that is. Can you lead me up any paths that would help me process my nasal cavities?
Awesome question.
Yep.
Do you want to help him, Dave?
I think you're closer to the answer than you think, Mike. What's your intuition about it? If you were to imagine...
Who are the people you're with?
Imagine it would be a breathing issue.
Yeah, that's
No.
physical. So let's go for the soul-based thing that you were going for before.
The soul?
The emotional.
The emotion. So when you're with certain people, when your nose all clears up, what kind of people are they?
Yeah.
So when,
Oh, Lord of the nose.
do you clear up when you're with Phil?
I can't remember really. Probably I would. If I had to put a sort of an emotion with it, it would probably be grief.
Spot on.
Exactly.
Any nasal problem?
Which I'm feeling now, so why don't you shut up?
I will.
No.
I'm perfectly happy
Sorry,
to go with your free will. You're dead right. It is grief. It's a suppression of grief. The key is to look at the people you're with when you're feeling it. And usually what happens with our nose running and things like that is we're feeling quite oppressed at that particular moment. And we need to allow ourselves to feel the oppression itself. When we try to disconnect from the oppression, we get the runny nose, because that's the grieving part of the oppression. So it is grief, but
Very
it's...
much a nighttime thing.
Yep, so there's something related to night in the process as well. Like
Sadness.
Yeah, so... Yeah, there is grief, and the fact that your left eye is affected primarily means it is primarily about women.
But it's causally something in your childhood
So it's probably related to your mum.
at night time.
So where would you suggest, seeing as...
Can we have the mic, because otherwise it won't get recorded.
Where would you suggest that I began processing that?
Well, the first thing to do is start noticing when you get the runny nose and eye, and pressure in the eye, and who you're with.
It's severe. It's not runny. That's too light on.
It's pressure blocked.
It's pressure blocked and left eye pain.
Yep. So write down who you're with, and blame all of them. No. Write down who you're with when you're feeling that. Does that make sense? And then the next time, write down who you're with when you're feeling that, and you'll see a pattern in who you're with. So the next thing to go is, all right, what emotions do I feel when I'm with these people? What am I feeling from them, really? And so feel the oppression that you feel in your nose and behind your eye, but allow yourself now to go into the grief type feeling that is present there underneath that, and allow yourself, why do I feel grief when I'm with these people? But what's the relationship between that? And then allow yourself to feel that, like not intellectualise too much, but feel it.
It's more a case of 90% of the time, but then it may be that when I'm with you, it disappears for the time I'm with you, and then it would come back.
Yeah, yep.
Mike, I feel that you were so close to this emotion. Like, you already started feeling it when you talked about it. So there's just a little resistance to connecting to it. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't even have to... You could sit with yourself and even pray about it and go, what is the grief from my childhood that I don't want to feel?
And you'll
know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just that you're a bit afraid to
and
cry.
You've got some guides who are pretty connected to the Divine Love Path. They know how to feel emotion.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to help you through the process of finding out what it is quite easily too. And you're quite connected with them.
Just about this issue, you're a little bit afraid to cry about this issue. Otherwise, you would have cried about it. Yeah, yeah.
We've got to have the mic because we want to hear.
I don't know what that issue could be. If I've done a lot of sort of, we want to call it inner work, and getting in touch with that, and releasing a lot of emotion, and done a lot of crying. A lot of even beyond crying.
Yeah. But what we find, and a talk I'll be giving shortly, is about mothers. Because what we find is a lot of our emotions that we avoid are actually about mothers. And there's very, very good reasons for that, why we avoid emotions about mothers. Mothers are sort of like the sacred land that you never go onto to deal with an emotion about. And there's very strong reasons why that's the case. And what we'll do is give a talk about that. And this is all related to emotion that you're trying to shut down about the mother, about the woman.
All right, thanks.
And it could be like that dealing with this emotion may affect your relationship with your wife, and so there's a bit of fear about maybe confronting just an aspect of your relationship that you haven't gone to before, and that's why it's remained undealt with.
Thanks.
Quite often we're afraid to confront emotions that may affect the relationship because we're afraid the other person won't change with us, and in reality often our fears are unfounded a lot of the time, but we often feel them from our childhood as well. And so, like for instance, if we had a resistive mother, we're often then project that resistance onto our wife, even though our wife's not resistive. Do you know what I mean? And we often then cause, when we try to resolve an issue with our wife, we often think she's going to react like our mother. In reality, she might be very different to our mother, but we project that emotion onto her. We have that belief inside of ourselves because we haven't released it, that we then project onto the relationship.